Can you make money while writing articles? Yes, you can. Watch this video till the end to know how to make money online. Hi, Anandisha. How are you?
Hello, Shreya. I am good. I am good. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you for being with us. And whoever who doesn't know Ananksha, she's the author of What Did Tashi Do and two more best-selling books. She has over 60K followers on Quora, and today we're gonna be talking about her writing, reading, and everything that Ananksha does in her life. Thank you
Thank
for
you so much for
joining.
the glowing introduction. It's absolutely my pleasure.
So, when did you start doing all of this? You are doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I actually started writing on a daily basis because of Quora only. It was back in 2014. And you know, right, Quora can get really addictive if you write something and if you get a lot of views and a lot of upvotes, you want to keep writing more. So, because of Quora, I got into the habit of daily writing
Yeah.
actually. Before that, also, I used to write short stories and stuff for mostly school magazines and local newspapers. But Quora was the first time my writing got in front of a larger audience.
What year was it when you started writing on Quora?
2014.
14. So it's been almost 6 years, right?
Yeah, long time.
That's
Very
a
long
long
time.
time. And what about reading? I see so many books in the background.
Yeah, I mean, this is like my home bookshelf. I started, actually, my reading journey began with my father when I was really young. When I did not even know how to read, my father used to sit me down and he used to read comics to me. And for a little small child, it's easy to know the story by looking at the pictures, right? So my father used to read out the words. I used to look at the pictures, and I was so fascinated by the books, and I wanted to read them on my own. And then when I was like in 5 or 6 years old, I used to read fairy tales. The first fairy tale I read was about a princess who kisses a frog and then he becomes a prince. I think it's very common, right?
I know.
And yeah, right. And then the first book I read was when I was like 10 or 11 years old. It was an Enid Blyton of one of the series, Five Find Outers and Dog. And since then, I have been like reading constantly because I fell in love with that book. I wanted to read more mysteries.
So,
Exactly.
what do you think? How important is reading for you?
Uh, Reading for me in as a person or as a writer.
In general, like, how would you be if you didn't know how, if you didn't have any idea about the reading world, the fictional world, and the world of books?
Okay, like reading was a very important part of my childhood because I used to read a lot in school. I used to read like 4 or 5 books a week. And when I was in school, I was very shy. Even now I'm shy, but now I have learned to uh, be confident when the situation demands. But in school, I did not really talk to many people. I had only a few friends, and reading helped a lot because books were like my friends back then. And if I did not read, probably I would not even know much about people because I did not really talk much to people back in school. But yeah, like reading is like my superpower. Books are like my superpower. I am all I am because of the books that I have read.
I can totally relate with that because books have the same importance in my life and whatever I am today, and you know, how much ever I know about the world in general and about myself is because of books. So I totally relate.
Definitely, totally same with me.
So you started reading and then you started writing on Quora. And tell me about your journey of becoming an author.
Okay, when I was in college, I used to write on Quora, and I got feed. That was the first time I got feedback from so many people. Before that, it was just my friends who used to read my writing. And there were many people who commented on my answers on Quora saying that they would want to read a book written by me. That was the first time in my life I thought that maybe I could actually publish a book. And so that idea was planted in my head because of Quora. And then I used to write, like, I did not take it that seriously, but in 2018 I had a friend, when I was doing my masters at IIT Guwahati, I had a friend who told me that if you don't have a book, you are going to be called as a blogger and not a writer. So that actually hit me hard, and I was like, okay, I love writing so much. Why should I spend all my life being called a blogger? Like, so that was the first time I decided that I needed to get a book out. And that in 2018, I used to write a lot of poems. So I thought that because I already have so many unpublished poems, I could just compile them and make a book of poetry. And that is how my first book, Stolen Reflections, was born, like collecting all the unpublished poems and putting them together as a book. So that is how I sort of ended up a writer, because of like inspiration from Quora.
That's really amazing because sometimes when what we can't see, other people can see. So they can point and they can tell us, ki, okay, now it's time for you to write a book and make that video or do whatever that you are so good at. And tell us about
Very true.
what did Tashi do? That another novel that you wrote. That was your first novel, right?
Yeah, that was my first novel. Actually, What Did Tashi Do is a cybercrime thriller. It's a story that talks about the impact of anonymous bullying online on a woman's life. I got this idea got the idea of this novel because in 2017 my Facebook account was hacked, and I there was no way I could get it back. The person had changed everything, the email ID, phone number, even my name and photograph. So I did not know what I could do to get it back. It was like a theft of my property, right? Stealing my Facebook account. So I just logged into the Facebook account of one of my friends, and I saw that that person was online on Facebook using my account. So I asked him, that I told him that this is me, Anangsha, why did you hack my account? And the reply I got was this. He said that hacking your account was the only way I could get your attention, because I can't talk to you in real life. And that was so creepy. It gave me goosebumps. I had no idea who this person was, and getting my attention, hacking is his account of is his way of getting my attention. That was so creepy. And actually at that time, it was lucky that I did not really have any compromising information on Facebook. But if I did, that hacker would have like complete power over my life, right? If he could threaten or blackmail me. That was how I got this idea that what would happen to a woman if something like this happens. And so many people don't know about this concept of cybersecurity. They don't think that it's important not to share your personal information online. So I thought, why not write a story revolving around this? And that is how the story for What Did Tashi Do was born, actually, sort of based on a true incident.
Wow. So, did you do some research before writing that, apart from that incident, or did you talk to people who went through cyberbullying or something?
Yeah, I did not actually talk to people who went through cyberbullying, but I read a lot of accounts online, because many people don't wish their names to be known, right? There was a series of articles done by Scoop Whoop. They talked to women who had undergone situations like this. So I read a lot of accounts. I watched some videos online, and I also talked to a friend of mine who is a hacker, so I could get the technical details right about how these things could be done and how ultimately the police are going to catch. I also talked to a person, an IPS officer who worked in the cyber cell of Guwahati, so I could get the accurate picture of what happens in the like police side of the story. Otherwise there would be technical errors. I did not want that. So yeah, these are the kind of research that I did actually.
That that's great. Seriously, what are you are an assistant professor, right?
Yes,
And
yes,
you are
at
doing
NIT
your
Silchar.
and you're doing your PhD, right?
Yeah, I'm doing
And
my
you
PhD.
write every day and you read every day. What is this? How do
Yeah.
you do all of that?
Okay, so when right now there is lockdown, so I don't really have that much work. Most of the work gets done during the day, like in 5 or 4 hours. So that is all right. Before the lockdown, I used to wake up in the morning and I used to go to the department. I used to stay there, and I came back at maybe 6:37. Then I used to go for a run and take a shower, have dinner, and after dinner, the time from 11 till the time I sleep, that was the time I used to devote to writing. So daytime I used to devote to work and nighttime to writing. And as for reading, I mostly used to listen to audiobooks on my phone. So I listen to audiobooks when I stay alone. So when I cook food, when I eat food, I have always have my earphones or my speaker on and I listen to an audiobook. And I also read a lot on my Kindle. So before I go to sleep, I read a few pages every day. So it's like I get two books read simultaneously. Like one of them is an audiobook, one is on my Kindle. That is how I manage my time actually.
Now, this answer is for every person who tells me they don't have time.
Yeah, right. I mean, you'll
It's the
never
choice
get
you
time.
make,
You'll
right?
exactly. I mean, if you wait to find the time, you're never going to find it. You have to make time on your own.
Exactly. I mean, I have a full-time job as a designer, and after that, I make videos and then doing podcast and writing on Quora and doing some marketing for myself. And sometimes I have clients also, so I have to coach them. But still, reading is something that I can't stop for more than 2 days. I feel like something is incomplete and I have to go back. So that's how you manage your time. That truly matters, your priorities and everything.
Exactly, exactly. And I can totally relate to that because even I feel so incomplete if I don't read for a few days at a
Hmm.
stretch.
Do you have any technique that you use for reading? I mean,
Uh, Technique as in I highlight a lot on my books. Even if I'm
okay.
reading a physical book, I underline. I sometimes even make notes. I use a lot of page markers. So when I'm done with the book and if I want to visit a part that I liked, I can just go through the bookmark and the highlighted parts. And mostly, like I told you, I mostly read on my Kindle. So in when you're reading in a Kindle, if you highlight a passage, even if you delete the book or you return the book, that passage is going to remain there in your Kindle forever. So I highlight the passages that I like and I collect those passages for future references. That is, I think, my reading technique.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's so much easier on a Kindle because you can just like underline a line. And I sometimes
Exactly.
take pictures or I just use my highlighter. And since I journal a lot, I keep one journal where I write my favorite quotes and some words that I really
Oh,
like
that's
while
so
reading.
nice.
Have Since you're writing on Quora since so long, what do you think about the Quora partner program?
Okay, the Quora Partner Program. I am not a very big fan of the Quora Partner Program because I it was initially a way for Quora to pay their writers. But what happened was that just so that people could make money, they used to post the same kind of questions disguised as a new question over and over again. And Quora was flooded with a lot of questions, and people used to post such terrible questions like, "What is 1 plus 1?" or what is 4 plus 8, just things that they think are unique just so that they could make money. So I did not really think it was not executed in a proper way. Maybe they could have controlled the quality or the control the duplicate questions. I don't know. I never managed to make much money out of it either. I've heard people making thousands of dollars, but the maximum I made in 1 month was $20 max, not more than that. So it was, I am not a fan. What do you think of the partner program? Like, what about you?
I have made 10 cents on Quora partner program. Seriously, and I
Same
think,
experience, right?
and I think mm, somebody told me that imagine you are putting so much research, you're putting so much effort in writing the answer, but the person who ask the question, is getting all the benefit? So, that
Exactly.
got me into thinking, right? Like, my answer is making other person money, right?
Yeah, of course. So
So,
it's
I
not
mean,
fair.
yeah, and all the good questions are already being asked, and I see a lot of
Already,
people
yeah.
who ask such weird questions just because they want to get traction,
I know.
which is truly stupid. So I'm not truly a fan of Quora partner program. So I stopped doing that. And I think, nowadays
Yeah, same with me.
Quora has become very monotonous, and the good quality content that we used to find on Quora is diminishing with every passing day. So I'm
Very
not
true, very
really
true.
happy with how the platform is, going in a different direction. So yeah. So I think that's the
I
reason
can,
so many
yeah,
of people are shifting to Medium, right?
very true. I mean, I can totally relate with that because on Quora, if I write some good, like if I put in a lot of effort and I write some answer, it never gets any views. But if I put up one of my pictures, immediately it blows up. I get a lot of upvotes and lot of views. And if I put the same content on Medium, I will get views and appreciation from a lot of people. So, I feel that Medium is a place where content is appreciated. It Medium, the readers on Medium don't care about how you look or how if you put your pictures. They don't care about stuff like that. If you write quality content, you're going to get appreciation. I think that's the best part
Yeah,
right now.
yeah,
Right now, I'm not very happy with Quora because of this views issue. Because I am not somebody who feels very comfortable putting my picture up there on every answer.
yeah.
And without that, I think there is no point in writing because what is the point if I write something and it does not get any views, right?
I totally agree. And that's when I got really disheartened because, see, for posting pictures, you have another platform. And see, it's a personal
Yeah,
choice if you want to post pictures or not. But
of course, of course.
since, I mean, I want my content to be read. I don't want my face to be seen. I want people to read my answers because of what I write, for my stories, for my words. And it has happened with me as well. With a picture and 10 words, I'll get thousands of upvotes. But when I
Same
think this
with me.
answer, I have put in so much effort, it won't get any traction.
I can totally relate to that. That's why I have actually, sort of stopped writing on Quora these days because of this issue. Let's hope it gets resolved someday because I
It's
don't know, I have
trust
high hopes.
trust me, it's not going to, because now I see people who just post before and after this transformation thread.
Right,
Oh my
right,
god, it never stops. Everyone is adding and adding on that thread.
right.
So, how's your journey on Medium? Tell us about your Medium journey.
Okay, my Medium journey is actually, I'll tell you, okay, I have started writing on Medium in 2017, but I did not think it would be a place where, you can get paid for your writing. I never believed it's possible. And then in 2018, Medium has a partner program too. And in Medium partner program, the writer gets paid for whatever they write based on the views, number of views of the article. So I joined the partner program in 2018, but even then I used to get like $5, $6 a month, not much. So I did not ever take it seriously. But just last month in May 2020, because of the lockdown, I was a little bit more active on Medium. I had some more time. So I used to write long articles. And one of my articles really blew up. And that gave me hope that, yeah, if this kind of article can get so many views, if I keep writing more articles like this, maybe this can be a platform where I can actually, get paid for my writing and get paid for writing quality content. So right now I am in a phase where I absolutely love Medium and I have high hopes from it. And for the month of June, I'm planning to write 30 articles each, like one article each day. So let's see how it works out. It's like an experiment I'm doing.
That's truly inspiring. And I read some of your articles on Medium. They were really helpful and they had so much value to offer, especially the book recommendation that you're doing. It's brilliant. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much for appreciating that, because like I said, like since my childhood the only hobby I had was reading. And if I can combine my reading and writing and make recommendation articles, that is the best thing. Like it's like a dream come true for me actually.
I know it's about putting two of your favorite things together and, writing about it. It's
Exactly.
amazing.
Exactly. And
And
people are
and
enjoying my recommendations. That feels so good.
yes, absolutely. So, what do you think about Medium Partner Program then?
Okay, I think it's a really, really great initiative because there are a lot of readers on Medium, and because the writers they put in so much value to the website, I think it's very fair that the writers are getting paid for the amount of hard work that they are doing, because Medium has a partnership fee. You can't read unlimited articles on Medium. You have to pay a membership fee of $5 each month to read articles on Medium. So it is fair that the money is going to the people who are actually creating that content, right? So I think it's a very great initiative, and I have lots of hope from it.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to, monetize a platform. Not only are you valuing the people who are producing content for you, but you're retaining people who are generally interested in reading valuable content and not just clickbait stuff, right?
Of course, yeah, totally.
So, tell us about your viral article on Medium and how much traction did you get and how did it go?
My first viral article on Medium was a book recommendation article. It was like 10 books you can finish reading in one day. I never expected it to reach that huge proportions. Right now, it has like around 13,000 views, and it has been read for over 80 hours on Medium. And it has made like $170, just one article in less than 1 month. So it's huge for me because till now, the only money I was getting from Medium was $5. So if I get $170 from one article, it's like very like huge motivation for me to write more, right? So I think the kind of articles that work on Medium are those that offer some value. And I think my article got so much traction because it gave some value, because people actually want to know about books that they can finish reading in a day. And another thing that helped is that Medium has an awesome team of curators who read each and every article that is published on Medium. And if they like your article, they are going to curate it and distribute it to more people. So this article of mine was distributed in the topic books. So anybody who follows the topic books will get this article on their home page. So that also helped a lot in getting more views. This like feature of Medium of curating articles. Quora does not have that as far as we know, right? It's like
But
any
Quora
article can get
Digest,
views.
it's different from Quora Digest.
Yeah, I think Quora Digest, you get that in your email, right?
Yeah, it
Even the
comes in an email.
Yeah, like all the articles that are curated on Medium, even they come in the Medium Digest, but they also appear in the homepage of people interested in those topics. I mean,
Okay.
at least they are transparent about this. Quora is
Yeah,
not very transparent, right? I mean, you would not know if your article is being distributed or not.
yeah,
And I think Quora relies a lot on the view system. If any answer has views,
exactly.
it's
Hmm.
going to be distributed. But in Medium, even if like when I was like just starting out on Medium, even then a lot of my articles were curated. And that actually proves that the people on Medium are interested in quality and not your follower count or not the number of views that your article has.
That is so true. And I think it's more than the money, it's about appreciation. It's
Of
knowing that
course,
there
of
are
course.
thousands of people who are loving your content, and that's what you want to achieve as a writer.
Exactly. I mean, the the responses that I have been getting on Medium are so thoughtful. People write long paragraphs about why they liked your article, and that feels so good actually. Like, it's not just simple good answer or good article. It's not like that. They actually say why they liked it, and then they'll tell a story about their own lives that resonates with this article. It really, really means a lot that your words could affect so many people. That is like a very big motivation to keep writing.
And also people being vocal about it and telling you why they liked it is such a great motivation. And you need constructive
Exactly.
feedback to go forward and create such more art. At the end of the day,
Of course.
we write so that people can read, right? So it gives us that push to continue our writing and storytelling.
Exactly. It's very important. And these people, they took out time from their lives to leave a comment on your article. That means so much, right?
Absolutely. So this you need to tell people that whoever thinks that writers cannot make money with online platforms, everything is possible. And if you are a good
Definitely.
writer, if you can create good stories, you can make really a tons of money if you are consistent and if you are providing value to the readers.
Definitely. Because there are people on Medium who make like $20,000 each month. $20,000 is like 15 lakhs Indian rupees. So if somebody else can do it, if we also keep working hard on Medium, we can definitely do it, right? We can definitely reach that level one day. The only thing that matters is that you have to be very, very consistent. No matter how much views you get, you have to believe that one day you're going to reach there, and just keep writing and hope that you get there soon.
And even if you don't get the money, imagine how much you'll improve as a writer if you're putting out one article every day.
Of course.
It's the practice, it's the
Exactly. And
journey that you need to
it
enjoy.
will become a routine.
Yeah. Stephen King talks
Exactly.
about that. Like, you don't have to, you don't have to get inspiration. You just have to have the habit to sit down and write.
Of course, it's very important having a daily writing habit.
So, Anangsha, I want to know that although Medium Partner Program, they don't support Stripe in India. So, people who want to make their profile, how should they move ahead with it?
Okay, I think many people don't know this, but Stripe is not the only option you can get money from Medium. There's another platform called Payoneer, Payoneer. So Payoneer works on India. So if you have an account, if you make an account on Payoneer, you have to wait for 5 days, then you get a confirmation, and then you can link your Payoneer account directly to the Medium partner dashboard, and you're going to get the money directly in your account. That is how what I have been doing, and it's like it works. So it's not like you have to worry or something. So Stripe is not the only option. You can try Payoneer.
Guys, I hope you're listening. So much value. So, if somebody wants to, there are so many content creators now, so many writers, and so many aspiring authors. What is that one piece of advice you would give them that they should start doing from today to get where they want to go?
Okay, so like we already discussed, even Stephen King said that you have to write something every day. More than writing every day, it's important to have a writing routine, that when you sit in a particular place at a particular time of the day, your body and your mind automatically knows that it's time to write. And then all the creative juices will flow, and you can't make excuses that today I'm feeling tired. If you're feeling tired, you just don't go and sit in that place. You sit there and you get into that mood only when you want to write. So you create a routine out of your writing, and you don't listen to any excuses that you are making. You just sit and you write. It always happens that the first sentence is always the hardest. Once you get past the first few sentences, the flow is going to come, and you're going to keep writing more and more. So that is one thing, having a routine. And another thing is, I would suggest this to everybody, is that it's very important to invest in a good grammar editor. And because a lot of people send me articles and they say, Anangsha, can you give us feedback on this? And it makes me feel bad that these people have so much passion for writing, but because of some minor grammar issues, the article becomes less readable. It's completely normal for us Indians to make mistakes because English is not our first language, right? We're definitely going to make mistakes. And mostly writers are not able to see their own mistakes when they write something, so it's always very advisable to get a good grammar editor so that all the mistakes that you can't see will be corrected by the editor. And the one app that I use is Grammarly, the premium version of Grammarly. It's very useful, and most of my, like all of my mistakes it can see. So I trust in Grammarly a lot. So that is these are the two suggestions that I would give to anybody who is a writer or wants to be a writer.
That's really brilliant suggestions, and I would like to acknowledge that I love that part where you said that the first line is going to be the most difficult one, but after that it's gonna get
Exactly.
easier, you know. That's amazing. And I think it's about, first of all, it's all about sitting down quietly and just getting into the practice of writing and not thinking about it, because we keep procrastinating it. Once you sit down with your computer, it
Of
becomes
course, yes.
so much easier, just one word after one word, right?
Exactly. Most of the times we make up situations in our head where we think that it's so difficult. How will I write a 500-word article? It's too difficult. I can't do it. But if you just sit and write and not listen to all these excuses, the article is definitely going to come.
I totally agree. It's just the choices you make, and you have to be determined. Yeah, you have to have the will. Ki okay, Aaj I am going to write 100 words, even if it's a small target. But make sure that you do it. You know, you finish that target and you set another target for next day.
Exactly. Very important.
And Anksha, you read so many books and you've read so many amazing books, and I would like to know your top 5 books that everyone should read so that they can have a holistic development. And, you know, it could be fiction, non-fiction, anything.
Okay. So, my favorite book of all time is The God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy. I absolutely love that book. Have you read that book, Shreya?
I have tried reading it twice, but I failed. I don't know. In the beginning, I think it's kind of slow. For me, it was because I picked it up 3 years ago. I was pretty young back then. So, no, but I really want to read that.
I have a similar relationship with that book because when I first read it, I couldn't understand anything. I was like, it's so boring, it's not for me. But yeah, it's not for people who are young. I mean, you have to have a certain level of emotional maturity to understand that book. So, I reread that book maybe like 1 or 2 years back and I loved it so much. That is my top most favorite book. It absolutely changed my way of looking at literature. Now I can appreciate because it's so beautiful. Her Arundhati Roy's writing and her way of describing characters, everything is absolutely beautiful. It's like she's disguising poetry in her prose.
Wow. Now I want to read
That is,
it.
please do read it. It's
I
really
will,
good.
yeah.
So that is my first book, first suggestion. The second is a non-fiction book. It is the memoir of Richard Feynman, who is the Nobel Prize
Oh,
winner for physics in
physics.
1991, I think. Yeah, or 1990, I forgot exactly. But it's his memoir. It's called Surely You're Joking, Mr. Feynman. I read that book when I was in school, and because of that book, I learned the ability to be curious and to question everything you see without blindly accepting anything. So that book also sort of changed my life. That is a brilliant book.
Yeah.
That is one. And then another book that I love is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
The Galaxy.
to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. It's science fiction and comedy. Yeah, and it's very enjoyable. And mostly when you read it, you will think that, yeah, it's all funny, it's comedy, but some parts of the book are deeply philosophical and they actually make you question your own life choices. I read this book when I was in school. I did not understand it at that time. But this year only I reread all the 5 books. It's a series of 5 books. I reread them and I was like, okay, I missed out all these parts when I was young. So it's a very brilliant book series. Uh, then apart from that, there's another non-fiction book that I enjoyed. It's called The Courage to Be Disliked by Ichiro Kishimi. And that book is based on the psychology of Alfred Adler. And that book taught me a lot about life. I don't usually read a lot of non-fiction, but this book inspired me a lot. And the last book I would recommend is a classic thriller book. Everybody loves thrillers and murder mysteries, right? And this book is called And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. It's a brilliant book.
I think I have only read one out of these, but I am definitely going to check
Which one have you read?
the Galaxy one. The
Hitchhiker's Guide to the
Guide to
Galaxy,
the
right?
Galaxy. Yes, it was funny and at the same time so deep. And I was actually reading twice. Every line I was spending some good amount of time to process what was happening. It was a great read indeed.
True, true, true. Very true. And The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy has some very brilliant audiobooks that are performed by Martin Freeman and Stephen Fry. And those audiobooks are also very hilarious. I remember I was listening to the audiobook, I was in a bus, public transport, and I was actually laughing out loud. And people were looking at me like I'm crazy. The audiobooks are brilliant, actually, of this series.
Okay, I think I'm gonna give it a try then.
Definitely, definitely.
Do you, uh, 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 since we're talking about audiobook, do you think we can retain as much in an audiobook like we can while reading a physical book?
I think it's a little difficult to retain as much. I mean, unless you consciously pause and make notes, it will be difficult because you can't highlight passages or you can't store them for future
Hmm.
use, right?
Hmm.
So when I read an audiobook, I mostly read like when I'm traveling. So if I get some interesting passage, I just pause the book and I make a note on my phone of that particular line or particular word that I like. You have to be very conscious. If you listen
Yeah.
it without being mindful, you're not going to retain much. But if you pay attention, then I think it's possible. It takes a little bit more effort compared to physical books or ebooks.
Yes. For me, I really struggle to retain whatever I hear. So I usually listen to fiction or some easy-going book on audio, but I prefer physical copies because, once I don't understand something, I can always go back and reread the passage and highlight some important parts.
Of course, yeah.
So I've seen your
Okay.
Instagram stories and I see that you've been journaling. So, how's your experience with journaling?
You know what, Shreya? You suggested this book to me, like Choose Yourself by James Altucher. I read that book and I was so inspired by his idea, like his uh, what shall I call it,
I
proposal
hmm,
of writing 10 ideas each day. So I have like I used to journal before. Most of it was like the to-do lists, my plans for the future, and a little bit of gratitude journaling, the best things that happened today, just so that I can not end the day on a negative note. I used to write all the positive things that happened in the day earlier on. And now I have started writing 10 ideas each day, 10 ideas of any random topic. And I don't know, it makes me feel so productive that, yeah, I have written ideas. Now I need to work on them or, somehow convert them.
hmm,
And I don't know, it has been like 15 days or so, but I already feel I'm getting better at this, like thinking of better ideas. So I think this works. I mean, you can maybe be an idea machine if you keep
you
on
can.
writing ideas each day.
You can, yeah.
right? So I have like lots of hopes from this idea journal of mine that I recently started.
I think it's an amazing way to not only jot down ideas but also to exercise, because your brain needs some exercising. You know, we can go for a run, but how do you make sure that your brain is also active and it's processing in the right direction and it's processing first of all? Because nowadays we don't even do
Exactly.
any stressful work so that our brains can create new neuron connections. So writing 10 ideas every day is a great way to exercise your brain or something like that.
True, true, very true. I am like already seeing the results. I can't wait to do it for 1 year and see how it changes me.
Wow, you should share your journey with us. I would like to see how the transformation has.
Definitely, I will definitely do it after a certain amount of time has passed.
Since Nangsha, you're doing so many things, how do you prioritize your self-care? What is that one practice you follow to, for yourself to feel peaceful and to practice self-care in life?
Okay, so self care is like caring for yourself, right? Caring for your
Mm.
mind and your body. So I don't know, it might sound a little preachy, but I feel that if I am, utilizing the potential that I believe I have, that way I'm caring for myself. So that's why I try to, keep doing something at least, even if I
Mm.
am like very busy or very stressed or I don't have time, I still try to do one thing that makes me happy and makes me feel that I have done something good. And for
Mm.
me, that is simple because I only have one hobby, that is writing. So if I write something each day, I feel that I have done myself justice. And apart from that, I sleep 8 hours each day. Sleep is very important to me.
Very
My friends
important.
who know me in real life, yeah, I mean my friends who know me in real life, they know that I put my phone on silent and I sleep so that I don't get disturbed by calls. And yeah, I like to, I try to work out each day. I used
Mm.
to go for a run, but now it has stopped. And drinking lots of water, all those usual things that people suggest. These are the things that I do for, caring for myself.
That's brilliant, and especially, that perspective you have about living up to your potential as a way of self care.
Exactly.
It's truly brilliant, and I really congratulate you for having that kind of mindset, because
Thank
that's
you.
the kind of mindset we need to reach up to our highest potential and to become our best versions. So you're doing an amazing job, and we are so grateful to have you on our show today, and you shared some valuable knowledge
Thank
with
you so
us,
much.
and I'm sure our audience must have enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed too.
Thank you. I really had a great time. I would like thank you for inviting me. It was a really really great experience. Had lots of fun.
It was a pleasure, Anansha, and thank you so much. We will surely have you back. We need to learn more from you.
Thank you so much. Absolutely my pleasure.
Okay, so I'll see you soon then. Bye. So I hope you liked today's video. Now let me know in the comments below, what do you like more, Quora or Medium? And are you going to start writing on Medium? Comment below right now. And if you want to get these amazing videos every week, don't forget to subscribe.